going to be sustainable. Because when's the last time we've had a head coach in the NFL or any sport that has reached this kind of level of notoriety? Is it sustainable for him to be a coach in the NFL when you have crossed over into this realm that we've never seen an NFL coach occupy in the 105-year history of the sport? That's the real question.
I think it's a good question, Mike. You're right. I don't know. I can't.
Mike Vrabel is facing the kind of controversy that can destroy reputations, derail careers, and shake entire organizations. And yet, despite the headlines, despite the media storm, and despite the nonstop speculation, there's a growing belief around the Patriots that Mike Vrabel is going to survive this. Not just survive it publicly, not just survive it for now, but survive it long term. That may sound shocking considering how explosive the Dianna Russini scandal has become. On the surface, this looks like the kind of controversy that should seriously damage a head coach's future. But according to Patriots insiders, former players, and people who understand how New England operates, Mike Vrabel may be in a much stronger position than most people realize. And the reason has less to do with headlines and more to do with how power actually works inside the Patriots organization. Because in New England, controversy matters, but control matters more. And right now, Patriots legends believe Mike Vrabel still has control. That is the difference between surviving a scandal and being buried by one. The Dianna Russini controversy has become one of the biggest media stories tied to the Patriots in years. What started as a report, then turned into internal backlash, public criticism, and widespread speculation, quickly became something much bigger than just another NFL controversy. It became a test of Mike Vrabel's stability, not just as a coach, not just as a leader, but as the face of the post-Belichick Patriots. And that's what makes this so important. Mike Vrabel was never just another coaching hire. He was brought in to stabilize the franchise. He was brought in to restore credibility. And most importantly, he was brought in to prove that the Patriots could still function like the Patriots after Bill Belichick. That was always the real pressure. It was never just about winning games. It was about proving the Patriots could survive the end of the Belichick era without losing the identity that made them one of the most successful organizations in NFL history. And in a lot of ways, Vrabel did exactly that. He gave the Patriots structure. He gave them toughness. He gave them discipline. And maybe most importantly, he gave them relevance again. That matters more than people realize. Because Mike Vrabel didn't walk into a stable contender. He walked into one of the most fragile situations in football. The Patriots were no longer feared. They were no longer dominant. And for the first time in decades, they were no longer taken seriously as a real power in the AFC. Vrabel changed that. And that's the first reason so many Patriots legends believe he survives this. He brought value back to the building. And in the NFL, value creates protection. That's the simplest truth in this entire story. Coaches do not survive scandals because organizations are loyal. They survive scandals because organizations believe they are still useful. That is the NFL's real morality system. And right now, Mike Vrabel is still extremely useful to the Patriots. That may sound cold, but it's true. NFL teams do not make emotional decisions when it comes to power. They make strategic ones. If ownership believes a coach is no longer worth the trouble, he's gone. If ownership believes he still gives them the best chance to win, he stays. That's how this works. And according to people close to the Patriots, the belief inside the building is that Mike Vrabel still gives this organization its best chance to win. That changes everything, because now the scandal is no longer just about what happened. It becomes about whether what happened is serious enough to outweigh what Vrabel still gives them. That is the real calculation happening behind the scenes. And Patriots legends know it. They understand how this franchise thinks. This is not an organization that panics publicly. This is not a franchise that reacts emotionally to headlines. And this is definitely not a team that lets media pressure dictate internal decisions. That has been true for decades. The Patriots have always operated with one central rule: ignore the noise, protect the structure. That philosophy didn't disappear when Belichick left. And people around the franchise believe Vrabel understands that better than anyone. That's a major reason former Patriots figures believe he survives this. Because the public may see scandal, but the Patriots may simply see distraction. And those are two very different things. A scandal becomes fatal when it breaks the locker room. A scandal becomes fatal when ownership loses trust. A scandal becomes fatal when the coach no longer controls the building. As of now, there is no clear sign any of those things have happened. And that may be the biggest reason Vrabel is still standing. There is no visible locker room revolt. There is no sign players have turned on him. There is no indication ownership has publicly distanced itself. And in the NFL, silence like that is never accidental. Silence is usually strategy, especially in New England. That silence is what many around the league are paying attention to. Because if the Patriots were truly panicking, you would know. There would be leaks. There would be distancing. There would be messaging. There would be damage control. Instead, what we've seen is something much more controlled. And that suggests one very important thing. The Patriots still believe this is manageable. That does not mean harmless. That does not mean insignificant. And it definitely does not mean over. But manageable is all Mike Vrabel needs right now. Because manageable means survivable. And survivable is enough. Another major reason Patriots legends believe Vrabel survives this is because of who he is inside football culture. Mike Vrabel is not viewed like a fragile media era coach. He is viewed like a football guy. And in NFL circles, that label still carries enormous protection. Fair or unfair, it matters. Vrabel has credibility with players. He has credibility with coaches. He has credibility with executives. And he has credibility with old-school football people, the exact kind of people who still shape how organizations think when controversy hits. That kind of credibility matters more than public opinion, especially in a league like the NFL, where internal respect often matters more than external criticism. This is one of the biggest disconnects in the entire story. The media sees reputation risk. Football people see operational value. And those two groups often judge scandal very differently. That difference is why many outside the Patriots may believe this should be fatal, while many inside football believe it probably won't be. Then there's the most important factor of all, timing. Timing may be the single biggest reason Vrabel survives this, because scandals are most dangerous when they hit before failure. This one hit after success. That changes the entire equation. If Mike Vrabel were losing, this would be catastrophic. If the Patriots were collapsing, this could become the final blow. If the locker room were fractured, this could end him. But that's not the situation. The Patriots are competitive. Vrabel has credibility, and the organization still has reason to believe in him. That gives him room. Not unlimited room, but enough room to survive. And in the NFL, that is often all a coach needs. Now, does that mean the story is over? Not even close. That may be the most important part of this entire situation. Mike Vrabel surviving this today does not mean Mike Vrabel is safe forever. It means he survives unless the story gets worse. And that is the real threat now. Not the scandal we already know, the scandal we may not know yet. Because in situations like this, survival often depends on one thing. Whether the next headline is worse than the last one. That is the danger. That is the risk. And that is what could still change everything. If more damaging details emerge, the entire equation changes. If the scandal expands, the protection weakens. If trust inside the building changes, the silence ends. And if that happens, Mike Vrabel's position could become much more dangerous very quickly. But as things stand right now, Patriots legends appear to believe Mike Vrabel survives this for one simple reason. The Patriots still believe he is more valuable than the damage surrounding him. And in the NFL, that is usually the only thing that matters. Not outrage, not headlines, not public pressure, value. As long as Mike Vrabel still gives the Patriots value, he has protection. And as long as he has protection, he has a path to survive. That is why Patriots legends believe Mike Vrabel is still standing. And unless something bigger is coming, he may stay standing. Do you think Mike Vrabel survives this long term, or is this only the beginning of the fallout? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for more Patriots news, NFL drama, and the biggest stories around the league.